I think we are living in a very secular age. All Catholics are still living in a very secular age, where the normal way to deal with the problem is to, use political means or political tools. And I thought that the language they were using, even though they were talking about the church and they were talking about holiness and orthodoxy and all these things, it was a kind of political conversation they had, even though that they pointed towards holiness. And I think this is the danger of very Orthodox Catholics today, is that we are so used to the political environment around us that we're living in this very secular age. So we start to think about the church as a political party, like that the Vatican is like the White House. And if we don't like who's in the White House or in the Vatican, we can just form coalitions and we can form groups and underground churches and resistance movements, like another political party, where we can resist, the corruption and the deep church and what have we. So I think this is very important to keep discussing, because I think this is a trap that we think that we can deal with what's happening in the Vatican right now just by, adapting a kind of political attitude. Because the Vatican is not the White House and the Catholic Church is not a democracy. So even though that we are very critical towards Pope Francis and all the cardinals, and we keep, forming groups that are against it, and we speaking out the truth, and we have our Twitter accounts, and we're very, very, very determined to speak out the truth. What would it help? Because you cannot overturn the Pope. And with the next election, when we're going to have a new conclave, we're not going to vote for this Pope either. So we need to do something else. And I think this should really be addressed. And it's not because that I think that we should not do anything, but I think we're doing the wrong thing. And I think we start to hurt the church in a way, even though the intentions are really good. Like in this podcast, Catholic Unscripted, Mark Lambert and Catherine Bennett and Dr. Gavin Ashenden, they all talked about their love for the church. So I do understand their concerns, but I think that if we think that we can just change the situation like we do when we go for the next election, I think we are doing more harm than good.